Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. In 2018, Luther Gonzalez Hall left his girlfriend's house on his bike to head home. Unsure of his surroundings, he asked a passing police officer for directions. A few moments later, he had difficulty understanding what the officer had told him, so he stopped and walked into a White Castle to clarify the information. Perhaps insulted by the idea that the directions he had given weren't good enough, Officer Marvin Sanders follows Luther and demands to know what he is doing in a public restaurant.
Oh shit.
Dude, what are you doing, man?
I'm just looking for my way back to the crib.
You trying to get directions to Extra Middle?
I told you where it was at about 2 minutes ago.
That was you?
Yeah, well, who the f*** was it?
I'm sorry, I know you're the cops.
So I told you where it was at, right?
Yeah.
So why are you in here asking the same thing?
I'm not for sure where I'm going.
I told you where to go.
Alright, thank you.
Is that accurate or no?
Yeah.
So why are you in here?
I was just making sure.
Making sure I told you the right thing?
I'm not for sure where I'm going.
I told you where to go, right?
Yeah.
So why are you in here?
Alright, sorry.
No. Why are you in here?
I told you I wasn't for sure on the way I'm going.
Alright.
You said go and I'm goalie, right? Alright, thank you. Excuse me.
No, I didn't. No, hold tight.
Alright, thank you.
Officer Sanders prevents Luther from leaving through the front entrance, but the officer has no lawful reason to detain him. As such, Luther then exits out the side door.
He told me to leave, so I couldn't really know what to do because he was being real rude. He was putting on his gloves, and I got pretty scared, so I tried to leave the situation, and it just went downhill from there.
Come here, guy. Come here. Yo.
Whoa.
What are you doing, man?
You don't need to touch me like that. Whoa. You don't need to touch me like that. Come on, stop. What the fuck are you doing, bro? What the fuck? Stop. I'm not even what the fuck is your problem? Bro, what the fuck is your problem?
Stop.
What? Okay.
Hey.
So, what did I do? I'm sorry, what did I do? I just was asking for directions, bro. I was just asking for directions, bro.
White Castle.
Bro, I was just asking for directions, man. What is your problem, man?
7.
Okay, I was asking for directions.
Turn around.
7, I'm coming from Evergreen Hubbard.
Turn around.
Sir, I was asking for directions.
I told you where it was there, right?
Okay, can you please let me go?
Hold tight.
What's wrong, man?
Hold tight.
Easy one.
Can you please let me go? What's wrong?
Hold tight.
Easy one. Hold right there, man.
What is wrong?
Guy.
What is wrong, man?
Just stop, dude.
You're letting me choke.
Stop.
You're choking me.
Stop.
You're choking me.
Stop it.
After making it clear that he is struggling to breathe, Luther forces his way to his feet and tries to run again. Secondary officers arrive on scene for the man who was initially simply asking for directions. He was then caught and arrested for resisting arrest. Luther claimed that during the incident, one of the officers stomped on his foot and had to be taken to the emergency room while in custody.
Luther has had several surgeries, including multiple on his foot, according to his attorney, and has been left with permanent damage.
That day, Gonzalez Hall says he will walk with the limp for the rest of his life.
It's changed my whole life, and I'm not the same as I used to be.
Eventually, his charges were dropped, and he decided to sue the Dearborn Police over the incident.
I asked him for directions, and he was just being rude already and cursing at me and stuff like that, so I just wanted to get away from him. I feel like he was having a bad day. And so that's why I went to the White Castles and tried to ask them, because I've been there plenty of times. I was trying to find my way home, and I kept asking him, what did I do? What did I do?
What did I do?
The department defended the lawsuit, and the case went to trial. It was quickly determined that Luther should have been free to leave at any point during this interaction. He had committed no crime, and the officer lacked reasonable suspicion to even detain him.
Luther had a right to resist, because as a citizen, most people don't know this, you can resist an unlawful arrest.
It was further reported that during the unlawful arrest, his face was pushed into the ground, elbowed, his body slammed into a vehicle, and after reporting that his foot was injured, another officer kicked it again.
This case is about, what do you expect from the officer when you call for help or need help?
More than a year after the incident, Officer Sanders was suspended for a single day for illegal arrest, and when deposed for the case in 2022, nearly 4 years after the incident, he was asked if he still believed he had probable cause to make the arrest, and his answer appears to demonstrate that he is still unclear about it, even though he is aware that no crime occurred. And finally, in June of 2023, a jury determined that his constitutional rights had been violated, and he was awarded $9.3 million.
I reached out to Dearborn to see if they had any reaction to this verdict. I didn't hear back, but I wanted to know whether or not this officer is still working for the department and in what capacity.
Despite costing the taxpayers nearly $10 million, Officer Sanders has since been promoted to detective. To say that Officer Sanders suffered zero consequences as a result of these civil rights violations would be an understatement. In addition, most mainstream media sources made a habit of omitting Officer Marvin Sanders' name when reporting this incident, even after his recent judgment.
A man who says a Dearborn police officer injured him after he asked the officer for directions has won a $9 million lawsuit.
A Wayne County jury ruling in favor of Luther Gonzalez Hall in his lawsuit against a Dearborn police officer
violently arrested by Dearborn Police.
Attacked by an officer seemingly without provocation. That's a Dearborn police officer speaking with Luther Gonzalez Hall.
It's a Dearborn police officer.
Dearborn Police.
An officer. Dearborn police officer.
So in the end, Luther is paid out but permanently damaged. You, me, and the rest of us tax cattle are taken to the bank to pay for Officer Sanders' failure, while his career and reputation go entirely untarnished, save for a few channels that are willing to identify Luther's assailant. So with all of that in mind, what do you think? Should this officer have faced greater consequences for his actions, even if it was his only offense? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below.
This case was about not just his injury, but it was about his rights, because you have a right to walk away from an officer if they're unlawfully investigating you.
Without that body cam video, they would not have won this case.
Thanks for watching. If you have a video, use the submit link in the description or pinned comment. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe and hit the bell for future content, and check out our other channels, Lady LackLuster and The Odd Side. Remember to like, share, and leave a comment about what you think of this interaction. It's the easiest way for you to help expose corruption and misconduct. Merchandise is available using the links below. Join the LackLuster family for just $1 if you'd like to further support the channel. Get a Lack logo next to your name, custom emotes, and early access to videos. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All links are down below.